Hey guys, I know you're probably really tired of watching crash course videos every day, so I thought I'd come up and make a video, just lecture. These are the notes I would have gone over with you in class. I'll go through them a whole lot faster because you can always stop the video. And if you want to take notes on this, that's fine. That's your option. What I'll probably do is I'll put up a series of these and I'll put up a quiz every day, so there'll be a quiz linked to this and you can go take it like you always do. And then, I don't know, we can't get through this before spring break, so maybe after spring break we'll come back and do a few more of these and then take a test over the whole first unit. The crash course stuff covers a lot of what I want to talk about. It doesn't go into depth the way I want to about some of it, so we'll just do this for a while and see how it works out. So what we'll talk about today is how I was started the economics chapter. So the question being, really, what is economics? And I know you got an answer from the crash course, but for me, economics is trying to decide who gets what. And really, economics is more about just the study of money. Economics is about decision making, because we all make choices all the time. And economics is just basically looking at the choices we make and what influences which direction we go. Economists will say this: economics is the study of how people attempt to fulfill unlimited wants with limited resources. Think about that for a second. What do you want? I want everything. I would like to have 25 Harleys. I'd like to have a bunch of houses. I'd like to have some more Crown Vics. It's just limitless what I would like to have. But I can't have everything. One, I don't have the money to have all that stuff. But even if I did, I can't have everything I want, because there are other people out in the world that want things too. And there's so many things to have. So we have to determine who gets to have those things, which means some people will not get to have things. You can really say that economics is the science of choice. You have to determine, are you going to buy this or are you going to buy that? And then people who actually manufacture goods have to determine who's going to get this and who's going to get that. So choices are being made on both ends. You know, we look at a situation like Dunkin' Donuts. If Dunkin' Donuts were to give away donuts, there would be lines like this around the block, and people would be saying, well, we all want our free donuts. But they use price to determine who will get the donuts, because we have an unlimited desire to eat donuts, or at least I do. So rather than just saying you can come and have all you want, they put a price on things, and then you have to make a choice. Am I going to buy a donut, or am I going to buy whatever else I would buy besides a donut? Let's talk about value. These two items, gold bars and diamonds, what makes them valuable? If you're going to be stuck on a desert island, would you want a bunch of gold bars or would you want diamonds? Think about what good would it really do you? And you can say, well, if I ever got off the island, I would be rich, and that's true. But if you didn't, what real value would a gold bar have to you? And you can say, well, you could build something out of it or whatever. But in reality, these things would be pretty useless on a desert island. I would rather have something that would give me shelter or allow me to find food than these two items. So really, one reason we say these are valuable is because of scarcity. There's not a lot of gold out in the world. There's not many diamonds out in the world. Now, if you look at things like gold and diamond, we'll go back to them, what real practical purpose do they have? Gold is a very soft metal and you can't really make anything out of it. People used to make teeth out of it back in the day. It conducts electricity very well, so it's good to use for that, but really it's not something we use to manufacture with. Diamonds, I mean, I know they have some practical purposes because they're really hard, and you can get diamond tip drill bits or diamond tip drill bits that will drill through lots of stuff. But in reality, it's just pretty to see, but there's not many of these things. So if you have gold, everyone else wants it, and since there's not much of it, the value goes up. So scarcity is a condition where the demand is greater than the supply of goods, resources, or time. Think about that. The demand, people want more than what the supply puts forth. So there's not many diamonds out there to be had, which makes it scarce, which increases the value of it. But also once you think about things like time, time could be scarce as well. Back before the coronavirus hit, maybe you came to school every day, and when you got out of school, maybe you had some sort of practice for a team you were on, then maybe you had to go work a job somewhere, or maybe you had to do chores for your parents. So your time was really limited on how much homework you could do or how you hang out with friends or whatever. So time can be scarce just like anything else. So scarcity is when we need a whole lot of something, but there's not much of it to be there. So let's look at sand. Is sand scarce? And the answer would be no. I can go here to the riverbank with a shovel and get all the sand I want for free. There's lots and lots of it. Now you can still buy it. If you want to go to Walmart, they sell bags of sand, but I guess it's been washed. But you don't have to buy it because it's not really scarce. There's a lot of it out there. Water, is it scarce? No. The world's mostly water. But yet people can go and pay $1 for a bottle of water like I have here. But there's lots of free water. Once again, if I want to go down to the river with a 5-gallon bucket and get a bucket of water, no one's going to stop me. It's free. So since these two things are really scarce, they don't really have a whole lot of value. Now, not to say they're not valuable, but they're not expensive. Economists like to talk about things, and they divide things we purchase into two categories, needs and wants. According to economists, needs are items necessary for survival, the things you have to stay alive. And once again, this is economists talking here. So they're going to say examples of needs would be food, shelter, clothing. These are the things you have to stay alive. And once again, you could argue against clothing if you wanted to. You could say, well, we could all live naked, not that anyone wants to do that. Or that you could survive without shelter. Well, that depends on where you are. If you're in a very cold climate, you probably could. But once again, this is what economists say are necessary. The other side of this is wants. And these are simply all other items desired by consumers. So needs are the things we have to stay alive. Wants are the things we just want to make us feel good. So it could be dirt bikes, it could be whatever this gaming system is, I don't know. Or it could be this, and I don't even know, do people even still buy these things? Did this go the way of the fidget spinner? I don't know. This slideshow was relevant 2 years ago. So it's just the things we want to buy that aren't necessarily the things that keep us alive. Things we can purchase. Once again, economists will divide that into two categories, goods and services. Goods are any item that can be bought. And then economists break that down into two other categories. They say there are things called durable goods. These are goods that are supposed to last about 3 years. So if we look, cars, refrigerators, TV sets, these are usually big ticket items that they're kind of expensive, but when you buy them, you expect them to last for a while. So just like this very nice VW van or this old school TV, these things lasted a long time. More than 3 years is a durable good. The opposite of that would be non-durable goods. Guess what that means? You're right, things that last less than 3 years. So economists say non-durable goods would include food, like a Big Mac, even though you both saw the thing where the person put the cheeseburger up and checked it 10 years later from McDonald's and it was still in the same shape it was in. Food is not supposed to last 3 years. Clothing. This shirt I have on is probably older than 3 years, but once again, economists think that we go through clothing, we buy it, and we wear it out in a 3-year span. And finally, toilet paper, which by the way, I discovered that there's lots of this here at school, so I hope I don't take any home. These are not supposed to last 3 years. And the way people stockpile them now, they'll probably have a supply for at least 3 years. So non-durable goods, things that you use up before a 3-year period. Services is the other thing you can purchase. Goods are the items you buy, but a service is any activity that can be purchased. So, back before the coronavirus, when you could still go to the barbershop and get your hair cut, you were purchasing a service. Back before the coronavirus, people would come to your house and mow your yard, which by the way, I mowed my yard yesterday. It was wonderful. Back before the coronavirus, you could go to the garage and get someone to change your oil or work on your car. So anytime you're paying someone to do something for you, that is a service. So we're dividing things into goods and services. Those are the things you can purchase. Finally, let's look at markets. Markets exist anywhere there's a voluntary exchange of goods and services between buyers and sellers. Some important things to note here. It's a voluntary exchange. People go there on their own free will in order to buy things, or they go there to sell things. And it must be beneficial to both parties. Both parties have to walk away from the deal going, this is good, I got something I needed. The purchaser is happy because even though he spent money, he got something he wanted. The seller is happy because he let go of a good or service, but he got money in return. So this is the economist's definition of a market. If I think about what markets look like, I mean, this is pretty typical, an open air market where people just come and they purchase, it looks like all sorts of fruits and all kinds of good things. But also a market can be Walmart, where you can go and buy anything you would need to survive for the next 20 years at the Walmart. But this is also a market. Amazon. And even though you're not really going into a store, it's still a place where you can go to purchase goods. So online markets exist now, and I guess with the way things are now, online markets may be utilized quite a bit because people don't want to go to these places. Actually, you're not supposed to go to these places unless you absolutely have to, but you can go shop online still. And the question of the day, is this a market? Is there any exchange of goods in the boys' bathroom at Lawrence County High School? I'm certain it's not a market because I'm sure that no one has ever bought or sold any tobacco products in the Lawrence County High School bathroom. So things to think about. I hope you like this sort of note-taking lecture thing, because I miss teaching you guys, and it's just good to get back up in front of class and pretend that Charles has his headphones on or Logan's telling some big story or whatever. So stay healthy, wash your hands, social distance, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Remember, you have a quiz to take at the bottom of this page, so click the link and watch it. So you guys take care.